And this roundtable has a proud name, Success Stories, in the program. 2 years ago, in September 2018, long before the pandemic, one of BBC World Service podcasts in a Balance series was named Planning to Fail. Such a controversial title, and so relevant now in November 2020. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So I'm just referring to the idea introduced by Planning to Fail when in the podcast, the University of London, the University of Oxford, and CLT Global discussed what it really means, and it has come to mean so much now.
Good day, colleagues. We want to introduce a new project of Mass Business School in Mass Kids. It is necessary to develop soft skills from early childhood, the future of the whole.
Realistic, having not only a feasible plan A, plan B, plan C, but I would say probably a plan Z as well. Thinking long term with the maximum honesty possible. This actually prevents massive 10 or more times mismatches between budgets and deadlines planned and actually met. And there was an impressive number of examples, real upsets from recent history, when very well-known companies and organizations fell into this trap. How relevant it is for all of us working in international business education. We all have, all of our community, a reputation for teaching international business, economics, management, a number of related disciplines, and of course, cooperating, exchanging students internationally. And yet, when we all meet in international conferences, all of these online since March 2020, so often we hear discussions about when we return to normal pre-COVID operations. In some sections and breakout groups in conferences, there is a feeling we try to help each other with some kind of
Good day,
therapy,
colleagues. We want to introduce a new
trying to cure the shocks and the stresses of teaching online, of not being able to exchange students internationally the way we did before 2020. As Russia's first university program and business school have started teaching all courses in English and exchanging students, IBS Plekhanov started this in 1992. We have felt these woes on probably a larger scale than elsewhere. Messages from partner business schools and universities worldwide stream into us, asking us to indicate when we might expect to be able to host international students on campus rather than online. These days, any projection, any indication of a specific time, be it several months from now or several years from now, seems to be no more than a wild guess. Challenge is more than in the COVID itself. Rather, it is in the decisions of a number of health, visa, and border authorities. These decisions may sound bitterly unfair to international partners, creating massive imbalances in the number of students sent and received from partners, and still they are completely outside the control of a business school. Glaring example about these decisions. While tourist visas and visits are not possible both from Russia to the EU and the other way around, which is sad but at least fair, for us, teachers and students, for over half a year it is different. The EU countries and many other countries worldwide still grant student visas to Russians, which means that we can and we still do send students for the international exchange or double degree semester or year, including this autumn. For over half a year since March, though, because of the pandemic limitations and precautions, arrival in Russia for international students and teachers is not allowed at all. What is more, even the issue of visa invitations for student visas is still suspended indefinitely. Thus, do we fail? Of course not. Fail may occur only about the adverse factors of failing to recognize them at an early stage, as some of our colleagues today mentioned in their speeches. These are external circumstances we have absolutely no influence on, like the pandemic and the decisions of the authorities. But there is the internal reality which we create, can and do make better. The internal side, programs we teach, and the learning and the intercultural environment we create is luckily something we have control over and are very passionate about. Clearly, we all teach our international students online, most of us here in the International Business School community. The question is how we do it and the feeling we have and communicate about it, the empathy, the challenges we had to meet and already coped with, particularly in September, October this year. First one is evident. When it became clear by August that our borders would not reopen and that student visas would not be granted, at least by September, over 90% of incoming international students, both double degree and exchange, either postponed their study abroad with us by semester or year, or sadly, completely canceled the exchange. Our response from day one of the new academic year has been to create, rather recreate, the whole learning environment, always allowing for and planning for the plan Z in the way we deliver our classes. Teaching mode has changed several times within the last 2 months, depending on the way the pandemic developed and how the authorities responded to it. First, in early September, all classes, bachelor and master, were on campus, with a very few international students who managed to enter the country and stay here before the pandemic on campus, together with national full-time students. The remaining international students, full-time, international exchange, double degree from partners, were manually added by us to each and every group, every course they took. Very often that meant creating a case-to-case Zoom session for every slot, every class where we had a remote international student. Then, in just a week after masters started in mid-September, all masters were sent into remote mode as well as COVID prevention. What we managed to do during the very first class, even though we could only feel but not predict this, was to unite all student groups in each class into a friendly community. This became tremendously valuable and useful in only a week's time when everyone had to go into Zoom. Then bachelor groups still continued on campus, but every international student was added and integrated remotely. And then the next step was recreating the international experience by national and international students starting to communicate outside classes, creating and sharing their own videos, sharing their lives. And exactly this lays the foundation for continuing to stay international, to continue the double degrees and international exchanges in 2021, if the pandemic and the authorities require us to continue to host international students in remote mode only for some more time in the future. Our product, the meaningful international learning environment, will be ready and already tried out, easy to rely on and grow with. Right during our convention, during the last 3 days, almost overnight in fact, we received ministry order to switch all undergrads to remote mode. Since this morning until at least 6 February. Unpleasant, inevitable, but now it cannot harm our students too much. Team spirit has already been created and we can continue together with our international students, whatever changes occur in the future at short notice. I feel the great Eduniversal team here at the convention is setting an example for all of us. Staying optimistic, maintaining a very friendly and a highly interactive community, which we're very grateful for and which we also implement on our campuses, virtual and physical alike. Yes, there are advances in software, including the virtual campus, which seems to be a real breakthrough, and Eduniversal gave us a chance to be immersed week into this unique 3D, high-tech, and at the same time cozy atmosphere. But even more important and valuable, though, it is that we feel we are not alone even if something goes down technically, see during this week how Eduniversal team reconnects us, puts us back in touch, even if just 2 or 3 of us incidentally get lost. In the same way, together with my colleagues at IBS Plekhanov in Moscow, I feel our continuing to recreate the right atmosphere for students, particularly for those studying from thousands of kilometers from the campus, is key and helps mitigate and even eliminate the negative effects of the pandemic on what we are doing for students and colleagues. Thank you very much for your attention. I would be grateful for questions, comments, and particularly for your own stories, your narratives of how preparing to fail helped ensure continuous success. With a shortage of time, I'll be happy to get it online. Thank you. I'm leaving my mail in the public chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dmitry, for these warm words. Thank you. Don't hesitate to write directly to the private chat to Dmitry.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I continue?
And now I'm inviting Dr. Virginijus Kundrotas, President of the Baltic Management Development Association and Eduniversal Scientific Committee member for Eastern Europe.
Okay. Thank you very much, dear friends, dear colleagues. I'm trying to put my camera on, but somehow it does not work. So I would continue, at least I hope you can see my slides on the left side. And I would like to start by some kind of thinking. When I look what is going around the globe in the recent years, I see a huge disintegration going on around in different aspects. I see the countries fighting for the land, for the oil, for the water, for whatever. I see companies fighting, sometimes even educational institutions are fighting. Why they are fighting? Because they base their assumption, but then they would be successful, then and then they would win, then others would be losing. So and we are forgetting very important aspect in our life. But if we are having only one Mother Earth, so we definitely need not to fight, but we need to share. We need to collaborate and try to, to distribute the goods for all of us. So what I would like to do, I would like to share with you some examples of the cooperation, of sharing of the possibilities, which probably would not change the world. But at least if we would be able to do something on our own yard, I think if it would serve as a good example, that might be useful. So first of all, I would like to give one practical example of on the level of association. We created Baltic Management Development Association back in 2002, and I have the pleasure to serve as a president of that association. And at the moment, we have 76 members from 28 countries represented, even if we call that Baltic Management Development Association. In reality, countries, the members of that association are from all around the world. Why? Because they see the use being the members of that association in working on different projects, on different kind of possibilities. And what we've been saying, we are not trying to limit ourselves just to the business school. What we are trying to do, we are trying to also, to involve different other agents who are working in management education, like consulting companies, like coaches, like individual faculty members who would like to serve the business community and community at large. And by doing that, we are working on different projects, involving different people for the ideas and giving them a chance to lead the projects. And I would like to give and share with you just one example of one of our activities. I would like to, so one of the things recently annual conference, what we've been having in Tallinn, or actually virtually, like we have now meeting in Portugal. So we've been meeting in Tallinn, but in reality online, where we've been discussing about the different kind of multidisciplinary approaches in business education, where everybody been sharing the opportunities and the different kind of points of view. We also created a leadership intelligence program, which could be a good example of collaboration between or among the few important and interesting institutions. So this leadership intelligence program consists of the 5 modules, which would be run by different institutions. Minkiev in Ukraine, Estonian Business School in Estonia, Gdansk Foundation for Management Development in Poland, Adizes Graduate School in the United States, and the Porto Business School in Portugal. And each of these hosts, they are providing a certain level or certain different niche in the intelligence, as we call leadership intelligence. So we are trying to give the executive sector. So for that, we are creating the multiple and multinational team of 25 people, 5 candidates from each region, where they in teams would be developing their skills and competencies in leadership. What kind of leadership competencies? First of all, it would be rational and or intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, digital intelligence, social intelligence, and vital intelligence. And each of these intelligences, if we can call, would be presented and it would be delivered hands on hands in the particular countries. So as you see in this map, you can see how this collaboration is going to be in reality. We would be providing different kinds of inputs from different institutions, and we believe that our participants would be happy. And in each of these models, each institution takes a lead. So that's, as I understand, win-win situation. Also, another example of cooperation could be, we are going even on the macro level. Last year, in September, at our partner institution, another association, Siemens Association, we have been signing the agreement of Alliance of Management Development Associations. We call that In Raising Economies. And we brought together different kind of associations, African Association of Business Schools, the National Association of Business Administration and the Graduate Courses of Brazil, our Baltic Management Development Association, the International Association for Management Development in Dynamic Society, Siemens, the Latin American Council of Management Schools, CLADEA, the Association of Management Development Education in Poland, and Russian Association of Business Education. And these associations together, we are working on various projects for the benefits of the members' institutions. So what we would be able, but member institutions, wouldn't be a school consulting company or whatever member is at a single association, would be able to benefit from different kinds of competencies, projects, and ideas developed by each single association. So, of course, if we are talking beneficiaries of this project, so it would be, first of all, of course, business schools and regional members, and also faculty, students, alumni, deans, who would be able to learn and to share the experiences and projects. So we could, of course, we could have a different ways of the collaboration, could be associations, could be between schools, could be between among faculty members, students. All matters are important. All matters are great and good, but as long it is based on the mutual trust and respect. You know, when I hear that word win-win, sometimes I see in certain collaborations, but they interpreting that I win twice, you win nothing. But the real win-win situation is that everyone in that cooperation is winning. So, and it's only possible when we are creating the learning environment, when we respect each other. Does not matter how big we are, how big size, how big competencies, how wide ideas we have. If we trust each other and we respect each other, together we can achieve much more. And I would invite everyone to look for collaboration because that's our future. We have only one, our mother Earth. Thank you very much for your attention, and I would be glad to answer to your questions.
Thank you so much, Geniusz, for your speech. Don't hesitate to write questions directly to the private chat or in a public chat. And now I'm inviting Mrs. Barbara Geniusz Stepnowska, MBA Director, Gdansk University of Technology, Faculty of Management and Economics. Welcome.
Welcome. Just testing now technology, whether we can hear me, whether I can see my presentation. That would be lovely. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you, and I guess we can see your screen.
Well, I cannot. No. I can see my presentation yet. So, as it was said, that will be your, let's say, a possibility to go through it by yourself.
Yeah, of course. Just 1 second.
Because
you see it on the screen, no?
No, I cannot see it. As a technology is just, Okay, this is a BMDA presentation. I need myself, which starts with the phrase.
Okay, just try to download it. It's downloading, you know.
Yes, it was downloaded, yeah. Using my presentation tool again, it was prepared. So you cannot see my presentation? Okay, let's say try again. Let's upload it once again, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so having said what we heard from Dmitry and Virginijus, that is very vibrant to build the cooperation among not only universities, not only among institutions, but I will add some flavors, which is related to building the relationship among students, teachers, and business ecosystem. And maybe I will start without presentation, they will just catch up with the slides. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so because there's a lot of talk nowadays about the uncertainty where VUCA concept operates ecosystems. Yes, we have it. Have you seen?
Yes. Yeah, we can see it. Great.
Great.
Just let me know if you need to change the slides. I can help you with that, okay?
Let's check a little bit, and then I will check whether it is working, because thanks God, not only technology is let's see. Now, so thanks God, I need a human being to help me. Okay? Okay. I can see it. And what's about the main stage screen? Now, this is different. Can you see it right now?
We can see your presentation, the first slide.
Yeah, because I can see only, Virginijus' previous presentation, so probably it is debugged. Okay, never mind. Let's keep on going. Don't care about, presentations or, the technical problems, whether it was possible. I would just ask you to put the second slide after this beautiful relation one. Okay?
Okay. It's appearing in the presentation. For some reason, we have some technical problems.
It happens. We are living into, hectic and turbulent times. Yes, we have it. So thank you very much. So if you just push it on the second slide, that will be wonderful. And I will just continue.
Yes.
Could you press to move the next page, because I cannot do it. Yeah. So having said that, the new ecosystem is being changing, and new companies come to life, like Facebook, Amazon, and offer services that were not existent before, and completely modified the business landscape. But on the other hand, we are witnessing green pressure, cybersecurity, dangers, trade wars, not mentioning pandemic viruses, which is being spread by even thanks to globalization and affecting our lives and our security. Okay, it's not possible to move my presentation?
It's possible. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm waiting.
That's okay.
So, is it working? Because I cannot see it properly. I can see only the first cover slide.
Yeah, I moved the slide.
Okay. I will be very patient. Okay, so could you just move up to the third slide, because I just mentioned this global trends, and could you just move to the next slide? That will be very helpful, because I would like to put on, yes, thank you very much, the highlight that in the 21st century we experience not only revolution 4.0 and sharing economy, automation, Internet of People and Things, but at the same time we experience the world of growing social asymmetries, the world suffering scarce resources of water or clean air. Somebody was even mentioning it before. That is a strong call to us done by United Nations 17 Sustainability Goals. And that is why we must increase our cooperation worldwide and regain creativity to think and act anew in the era of planetary instability. Could you push the next slide? Okay. And that is one of many reasons that we met here at Eduniversal Congress, with representatives of education and business worldwide to strengthen our cooperation. Isn't that so? My name is Barbara. I am MBA Director of Gdansk University of Technology, and I'm very honored to be at the round table and share our relationship endeavor, which I called after René Magritte painting, which is called Beautiful Relations. Could we switch to the next slide? Okay, so our task as leaders, it was even mentioned by Virginijus, is to turn the volume up for creativity and bring more people with different competencies together and introduce multiple perspectives into play. It's about moving the focus from me to we, from ordinary to extraordinary. So how we did and how we build the beautiful relations, that the people you can see on this page, that were cooperating with me and they were driven by the same values, and we got connected under the theme, which is called Innovation Squad for Humanities. This is very much diverse team, which consists of people coming from different industries, NGOs, coming from, let's say, different countries like Sweden, from Belgium, from UK, from France. And we came up together because all of us care about human beings and ecosystems we share with others. Can I have next slide? And yeah, thank you. And our address to others when we were just building this innovation squad was to build a strong front together, and we embedded it into 3 words: think, engage, and act. So first you start building and just launching new initiatives, just think, why is it needed, for what? And then engage our people just to make the cooperation and act together just to have the meaningful output of what you are doing. Might I have next slide? Yes, okay, so this is the network, and see that, of course, we may say that We know from the research what is the catalog of competences needed nowadays. We know it's creativity, curiosity, diverse teams, and cooperation. And how to build this effective cooperation? Just connecting different stakeholders who care about our future, about our education. And they have coming, as I said, from social initiatives, educational initiatives, and business initiatives. May I have next slide? Okay, so when we built the initiative, which we called together Innovation Hub for Humanities, it was very much embedded into our MBA values. Among mind stimulation, resilience, adaptability, there is one which is called beautiful relations. And among this, you can see the respect of others, collaboration, attitude, diversity, friendship, sharing is caring. Of course, we do care about engaging and onboarding international students, international, let's say, people from different countries to join our initiatives. Might have next slide? And having said that, we built together, it happened apparently before COVID, but it is affecting, nowadays and has the impact what we are doing nowadays. And as I said, it was made 2-3 years ago. We built a meaningful platform for social innovations projects. These projects may be conducted by students as a part of their education, together with the staff, within our roles as changers, as agents of change. And we may make the combination of two. The projects are very different in their scope of range. So when it comes to MBA program, we deliver the kind of MBA dissertation with applicable outcome with social value impact. May I have the next slide? So you may have see on this presentation, on the slide, what are the main areas of projects which are being delivered by our students. They're, of course, related to education, to diversity, to climate change, digital disruption, as well as health and our well-being as a society for zero. Okay, may I have next slide? And those projects which were built upon our cooperative initiative have the impact on our 4 pillars, which are related to our students' competency model, which is being stated open strategic thinking, operational excellence, foundations, and people's management development. But first of all, what is being said, those projects have to have the impact on the future society. Can I have next slide? And one of our results coming out from our, let's say, intellectual capital, coming from different people from different countries, but, being driven by the people, that was Barcelona Safari. When we took our students, you can see them being so happy because not only they were able to see creative industries and, let's say, open innovation, design, schools and entities, but that day they launched their initiative, their own initiative, which was dedicated to bridge the business and youngsters on the platform just to make their competences grow as entrepreneurs. So that is our spin-off they made thanks to our cooperation. So they started also to cooperate. You can see 5 people coming from different businesses and focusing on, which is quite different, what they're doing. 2 of them are lawyers. One is IT guy from Siemens, and another one is from Intel. And now they're working open to, building the skills for young kids. Can I have the next slide? Another result of our initiative, which came out with the hands and minds of our students, it was done recently by our students just during the COVID, where they had to cooperate together online using Zoom and any other platforms. And they created the application, which is even now awarded by our rector, which is dedicated to intelligent solutions which save pedestrians' life. Might I have the next slide? Apart Innovation Hub of Humanities activities, among MBA, we built a strong network which is related not only to the capstone projects, but also which is embedded with the MBA Alumni Association, with the sports activities. You can see us for 1 year ago why we were running together. It is really bonding people on different levels. From the masters, they become suddenly pupil, friends, and peers and mates. May I have another slide? And coming to the really end, as I said, we are not using the word cooperation. We just built these beautiful relations upon the statement when we connect art and culture into our program just to make the change of humans' mindset and leadership change. Yeah, may I have next slide? And you can see the picture of myself back and in front, one of our innovation Hub for Humanities founder, who received from our society, from our cooperators, the award, the zebra, which represents the status of the person who is not only a leader, but also takes other people in a team to work together. So from our viewpoint, it's very important to appreciate, to celebrate the relationship we are building, not to forget that it is the crucial moment for in our lives to celebrate and stay tuned together. And last slide, please. So just to finalize my presentation, just sharing the successes in the term of building the relationship, we just stay together. And our motto is not just only a phrase, but this is something that we are just conveying, that MBA is not only the education, but values we bring together. And in that state, I would like to thank you very much for your patience and from this technical, let's say, not inconvenience. However, I'm very happy to share it and to be the part of this wonderful endeavor, which is called Eduniversal Congress. And this meeting was really excellent to be the part of. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barbara.
I don't know if you can see, because it's so difficult to switch the camera on. So I just want to say hello, not being only avatar.
Now it's working, yeah. So, dear friends, don't hesitate to write in a private message to Barbara, to Virginijus, to Dmitry, and